Alright, today's video I'm going to try and make like a little nether portal design because my nether portal right now looks very lame. But while I do that, I'm going to read a few Reddit stories. Alright, we're starting out with a pretty relatable Am I the Asshole story here, but it's called Am I the Asshole for Cutting Him Off and Would I Be the Asshole for Reaching Out Now? Years ago, I, female 25 at the time, had a really close online friend, male 20, for years. We weren't romantic, just very close. I would be on Discord calls with him while working late night gas station shifts, and he'd be playing games. We basically spent my whole shift talking and gaming together whenever we could. At the time, I was in a toxic relationship. After I left my ex and moved to a different state to get away from my ex, this guy started catching feelings. I was a single mom struggling to get by, living off the kindness of a friend. My ultimate goal was to get back on my feet and move back to my home state, which I eventually did. Anyway, this friend told me he didn't care that I had a kid or about the distance. He said he can move to me or move me to him. It was innocent and kind, but I knew it was young infatuation. I tried to tell him he'd find someone great and that it wasn't me. Basically saying a young, attractive, funny guy shouldn't quote-unquote settle for older, damaged goods. He kept insisting he didn't care and that he liked me, and eventually I ended up being kind of cruel and cut him off. I told him that if he couldn't just be my friend, we couldn't talk anymore. Damn. I figured it was for his own good. At the time, I was 25 and he was 20, living with his parents. We had never met in person. I truly meant what I said when I told him he could do better. I wasn't going to burden a younger guy with my struggles and a child. It's not that I didn't like him, I just wanted to be realistic. Okay, I mean, that's kind of fair. Fast forward to now, I'm 33. Okay, so it's been 8 years since then. Happily married and recently saved enough to build a really nice gaming PC, and I noticed we're still friends on Steam. I see him online sometimes, but we haven't spoken in years. Would it be weird or awkward to say hi now? In a strange way, he helped motivate me to leave my toxic relationship. Having someone outside that lens value my friendship helped me see my own worth a bit more. I'd like to maybe tell him that I'm stable now, happy, running a business I'm passionate about, and that he meant a lot to me back then. But I'm unsure if he'd care, remember me, or even want to hear from me. Would it be okay to try to reconnect as friends after all this time, or is it too late? And then she said, I decided I'll leave him be. If he wants to contact me, he can, but I won't reach out first. And to clarify, I didn't mean like reach out to tell him how great my life is and rub it in his face or anything. More of a gentle apology for falling out and a small thanks and let him know he had a very positive impact on my life, even if we're not close anymore. And I wanted him to know that without some obligation to reply. I don't know why, I just struggle to read these stories sometimes. I don't know if it's the grammar or just that I suck at reading. I don't know what it is, but anyways. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think in this particular situation, reaching back out isn't really the right thing to do here. I mean, like I said, it's been 8 years, so she's 33 now when she was 25 when she met this boy, and this boy's 20, or he was 20 and now he's 28. I mean, 8 years being that long, I don't think reaching back out is really the right thing to do here. I think just letting him be would be better. And if you were to reach back out, you would kind of be an asshole for trying to rekindle something that died out a long time ago. I mean, sure, I'm sure your intentions are pure and you want to let him know that he had a very positive impact on your life and that you really appreciate him for that. But I think that would just reopen like a wound for him, I guess, because 8 years ago he kind of confessed his feelings for you and he was willing to sacrifice a lot. Like he was saying he was willing to move her to him. He didn't care that she had a kid and all this stuff. 8 years ago, I mean, it's a long time. I doubt he's still like reminiscing about this one like love that he had all these years ago. Maybe if he's still single or something, you reaching back out to him, like in my perspective and my thoughts would be like, oh, she's reaching back out because she wants to rekindle something, right? I mean, if there were no feelings at all, like if he was just like purely a friendship and things were just purely platonic, yeah, maybe reaching back out might be okay. But she's married now, like she still has kids and stuff, and reaching back out I think would just kind of open that wound again for him, because he was the one that kind of confessed all of his feelings to her and was being truly honest and vulnerable with her, and she pretty much shut him down saying you can do so much better, and you know, she pretty much cut him off. I mean, that's what she was saying at the start. Yeah, I mean, I guess you were kind of being fair to him, and I honestly hate when people say that, or I hear that said in movies and stuff, or just anytime I hear that, like, oh, you can do so much better. And I guess I just don't really get it. Like, if I'm choosing you, why are you steering me away from you? I don't want to do better. I want you to do better for me. Like, I want you to try, right? And them saying you can do so much better, or I don't deserve you, or things like that, like, then like put in some effort then. right? I mean, she was the one that cut him off in the first place. Why does she want to, I mean, first of all, why does she even want to rekindle anything? I think it's been so long, and yeah, sure, it'd be nice to get, I guess, give him some closure that he had such an impact on your life, but doing that now, like, you don't really know what's going on in his life, I guess, and I guess that would be the point of reaching out. But I think just leaving him be and just protecting the peace, because things, I guess, didn't really pan out the way that I'm sure he would have wanted to, and who knows what would have happened if you would have given him a chance. But I think if you were to reach back out, I'm sure your intentions would be pure, and you just want to let him know that he's a good person and that he had a very good impact on your life. But at the same time, he was the reason you guys fell apart was because he confessed his feelings for you, and because of that, I don't really think, I mean, maybe you guys are older now, maybe friendship is still a possibility, but like reaching back out might make it seem like you want to rekindle something that's more than a friendship, even though you're married. And so, I don't know, I think it just could get messy, and it's not super worth it if you already have, your full established life, and he's already doing his own thing. I'm sure it's been 8 years and he hasn't reached out at all. And so I think because of that, it might not be the best idea to reach back out just to protect the peace. But that's just my opinion. I mean, yeah, I recently had a falling out with a few friends that meant a lot to me, and we didn't know each other for that long, but we got really close over the last year, and we kind of had a falling out the last couple of months, so it hasn't been like 8 years like the story. But I have no intention of reaching back out, although I did enjoy the times that we had, and I do miss them. I just want to protect the peace, and it would be smart of me not to reach back out and kind of, wounds that got closed off when we kind of fell apart of that friendship. So, but I'm sure a lot of people have dealt with this thing where they kind of have a falling out with people and they go no contact, and then they think about reaching out but are contemplating it because they don't want to disrupt the peace, but they also want to acknowledge their feelings that they miss this person, and it's a whole mess, I'm sure. But for this person in particular, I think just protecting the peace and not reaching out would be the better idea here, because you've gone 8 years without talking to this person at all, really. And I mean, you seem to be doing all right on your own, and considering he hasn't reached out at all, I'm assuming he's doing all right on his own as well. So alright, this next story is titled, I stopped being the nice guy at work and now everyone hates me. I used to be the guy who said yes to everything at my job. Cover shifts, stay late, train new hires, fix other people's mistakes without saying a word. I thought it would pay off eventually, like my boss would notice or my coworkers would respect me more. Instead, it just became expected. If something went wrong, I was the one pulled in to clean it up, even when it wasn't my responsibility. A few months ago, I decided I was done. I stopped answering messages on my days off and started saying no when tasks weren't mine. Nothing dramatic, just basic boundaries. Almost immediately, the vibe changed. People got colder, jokes stopped. I heard through the grapevine that I was quote-unquote letting the team down and not the same guy anymore. One coworker straight up told me I was being selfish for not helping like I used to. What the fuck? What really messes with my head is that my workload is finally reasonable and my stress is way lower, but socially I'm treated like I did something wrong. It's made me realize that being dependable isn't always respected. It's often just exploited. I don't regret the change, but it's unsettling how fast people turn on you when you stop making their lives easier. Damn, I mean, I think I can relate to this a lot. I think I would consider myself the quote-unquote nice guy at whether it be work or school or whatever I'm doing some sort of work, I guess. At school, I've been working on a lot of projects, and I mean, I usually get my stuff done, including homework, projects, whatever work it might be. I think a lot of the times, I don't really feel like I'm being taken advantage of, but looking back on it now, I can see how I feel like a lot of people quote unquote used me, I guess, in terms of in my classes, I would talk to people and feel like I had good connections, and then a lot of times they would just ask me for homework or to look at my work or something like that. And I kind of did it because I didn't really mind, and I used it as a segue to form a quote unquote connection, I guess. In reality, I don't really know if there was anything ever there. I mean, I think I still do that in projects too. I would do a lot of the work and I would say, oh yeah, I don't really mind it, because obviously I wanted to get a good grade. And I mean, the work I do now, I like doing. Like, I had a project where I was working on something I actually enjoyed doing, which is why I did a majority of the work. But it's still, looking back on it now, like, yeah, my teammates were always saying, hey, we really appreciate you, sorry we're lacking, and things like that. But I mean, were they using me, were they not? It's kind of hard to tell. But I'm sure, like, growing up and working in the real world, a lot of this is like that. I mean, I had a job at a restaurant where I was pretty much that guy that did everything without really asking any questions. Or I mean, I would ask for things in return and people would offer things in return. Like when people would ask me to cover a shift for them, I usually wouldn't ask for anything in return, but they would usually offer, because the people I worked with were generally nice people. And so they offer like, hey, I'll buy you food, or I'll buy you, like, I'll get you this, or I got you next time, or something like that. And so I think that was fine, because, you know, I was getting something in return. And I typically like doing, as a people pleaser, I typically like doing acts of service for people because it makes me feel fulfilled. But I guess there's a certain point to where there's only so much I should do in order to people please, I guess, if I'm not really getting anything in return. I think I've always struggled to say no and kind of set that boundary, especially when it came to doing things like giving people homework, or, you know, covering someone's shift, or doing some sort of task at work for someone. I would always think, hey, this is like not really a big hassle for me at all, right? I mean, sending someone the homework, I already did the homework, so it's all I'm doing is just taking a picture of it and sending it to them, right? Or at work, when someone asked me to, you know, clean something up for them, it really wasn't a hassle. Or like, you know, do this like small task for them, it really wasn't a hassle for me. So that's why I was like, okay, yeah, like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And I kind of just became the guy that, I mean, at least at work, that kind of did that stuff. Like, people would ask them, or people would ask me to do favors, and I would just do it because I really thought it wasn't really a hassle. And yeah, and then, like I said, I am a people pleaser, and so I do enjoy doing stuff for other people. But I think now, looking back, there are definitely some things that I feel like I might have gotten taken advantage of, like something like, you know, someone leeching off me for homework or assignments, or, you know, people taking advantage of me at work because I was the guy that did everything, right? Or the guy that would always say yes. I still think I struggle with saying no and like setting boundaries, because I'm a people pleaser at heart, right? I don't really want to be on anyone's bad side, I guess. And I'm still struggling to figure out that, or I'm still struggling to realize that you don't need to make everyone happy. You should be your first priority, right? I should be my first priority. Why is my happiness not the first priority, I guess, is something I've started to realize. And I'm still working at trying to, you know, fully grasp that idea that I should be the first priority. Why am I prioritizing other people's time, other people's happiness? Why am I not prioritizing my own happiness, you know? And I think that's a tough realization to come to. And I think that's what people pleasers don't realize for a long time, or at least they kind of have that mindset where they want to serve other people and make other people happy because they think it'll make them happy, which it does. I think sometimes, I think that's why I did it. And that's why I continue to do it, is because when I see other people happy, or pleased, that they, or show gratitude towards me when I do something for them, it does make me happy. But at the same time, it comes at a cost to where, you know, I have more work, or I have more stress because I'm doing more than I can handle, or I'm prioritizing other people instead of myself. And so because of that, I think there should be a balance there. Obviously, don't shut everything down or shut everyone out. I think obviously acts of service are an important way to form connection and build trust and build relationships and things like that. I think at a certain point, there's a point to where you should say no and can say no. Make sure you're prioritizing yourself before you're prioritizing other people and other people's needs. And so that's something I'm still working on too. I'm giving advice to, you know, whoever's listening, and also myself right now. And so prioritize yourself, right? But at the same time, don't shut everyone out to where you're always saying no and you're kind of being like an asshole. But also don't let everyone just take advantage of you. So there's a bit of a gray area there. It's important to try and find that gray area to where you're not an asshole, but you're not also someone that's being taken advantage of. Alright, we're getting real with this one. This one's called, I Think I'm Gonna End Up Single Forever. I'm a 22-year-old female. I've never been in any relationship, and I rarely get crushes or like someone. I don't feel a crush on anyone anymore, not even celebrity crushes. I think I'll never find a guy of my standards. My standards aren't based on looks or being rich. It's certain characteristics and values I expect, and someone I feel connected to, which is rare to find in this generation. Many things I dislike are normalized these days. I don't feel anything for anyone anymore. In fact, I don't think I'll ever meet someone like that. At this rate, I'm gonna end up single forever. Am I weird? People my age already have so many exes and years of relationship, and life isn't like movies where your soulmate will pop up out of nowhere. I mean, if you're hearing this and you relate to this at all, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not alone. I mean, for starters, I'm 22 as well, and I've never been in any relationship. I haven't even had my first kiss yet, and it's hard to let that sink in, really. You know, 22 years of your life, and you haven't really had that deep connection with someone that you see on like social media, and everyone around you is in these happy relationships, or they're have like a bunch of exes or things like that, and it's hard to look at that and be like, one day that's gonna be me, right? It's hard to think like that. As someone, yeah, that's never been in a relationship or done any of that stuff, never even been on a date, it's tough. And people will tell you, you know, happens when you least expect it, right? I've heard that so many times. You just gotta wait. It happens when you least expect it. Just put yourself out there. You'll find someone. Although it might be true, it's just hard to be patient. And I'm sure a lot of people have heard that before. Just be patient. You'll find someone, right? And I mean, in today's society too, it's just so hard to find your person. Like, do I think I'm gonna end up single forever? No, but at the same time, I'm kind of sick of waiting. It's been so long. I mean, I've experienced a lot of stuff so far. I mean, I've gone through high school, college almost, and I've met a lot of people, and none of them have really, I guess, given me a chance yet, or I've never gotten that far with anyone yet. I don't really know why or what's to do differently, or if I'm just getting unlucky, or if I just haven't met my person yet, or something like that. But you're not going to end up single forever, I think, is what you have to realize. I know right now it might seem like that because you've never been in a relationship and it's been 22 years. I think when you're that young, you still have a lot of your life ahead of you. You still have an opportunity to meet a bunch of different people. And I know it's hard because in today's generation, it's hard to meet people, especially after college. You're not going to be single forever, is what I'm trying to say. Like, there is going to be someone. There is like 8 billion people in this world. And I know you're not going to meet all of them, but there is someone out there for you. Like, despite whatever your standards may be, or, whatever your type is, there is going to be someone that comes in your life and they are going to be the one for you. It might not be right now. It might not be, within the next few years, but eventually you're going to find someone that makes you happy, that you really love, and they really love you too. And it's hard to be patient for that though. And I am running out of patience myself too, because it is hard to be patient for something like that, but it does require patience. Not everyone, I mean, yeah, some people get lucky and they find their soulmate like in high school or something, and they are high school sweethearts and they end up together forever, right? I know a few people like that, or I mean, yeah, that are like dating right now, or yeah, some parents too that have kids and stuff and are living happily and they met in high school. But I mean, I think that's like what, like a 1%, 2% chance of happening. I think these things take patience. You have to wait. And it's hard when you haven't had any signs of any sort of romantic attraction or any sort of relationships or going on dates or something like that. But I'm telling this to you and to myself again, but you have to be patient. There is going to be someone out there for you, and you just have to be patient. Alright, one more story here. It's called I'm a Loser and I have accepted that as my fate. I'm a loser, and no, this isn't some self-deprecating post where I'm trying to garner sympathy or anything. I just randomly realized that I'm technically a loser, and I really don't mind that. What does that mean, technically a loser? Okay. To start off, I have about 5 real friends, and they barely even talk to me as is. Not to mention they're all online. Nobody IRL cares enough to get to know me or be my friend, and that's okay. My family doesn't really like me much, since they basically never call me, and that's whatever too, I guess. Yes, I do call them and text them. It's always me first. I dropped out of high school and college right before finishing each, and have only worked in fast food and retail all my life. I'm not even good at work, even if I've been there for years. I still make little to huge mistakes almost daily. I smoke pot anytime I'm not at work. I'm too poor to afford mental health care, so I'm also crazy, lol. The only cool things about me are my cat, boyfriend, and my interests/hobbies. I will never be anything more than a cashier or office worker or key carrier, and that's fine. I don't think I was meant for greatness. I just want peace. I want to find a small life where I just exist. Shout out to all the losers like me. Let's suck together. Oh, I don't think you're a loser. I mean, you have a job, you have a boyfriend, you have friends. Like, sure, maybe your life isn't what you would have hoped for, or maybe you would want like a more stable or high paying job, or more IRL friends, or your family to talk to you more, but I don't think you're a loser at all. I don't really know what defines a loser, but it seems like you have your life somewhat together. I mean, sure, it's not the typical, getting an office job, having a comfortable life, having a high paying career job or something like that, but I don't think it's like a loser. I don't really know what defines being a loser. I mean, right now, like I don't want to say I'm in your boat, but I don't really have a lot of friends. My family does talk to me, but I usually call them first and, come down to see them. But that doesn't mean they don't love me. Obviously, I know they love me a lot. And I mean, I don't really have a job right now because, well, I'm in college, but this person said they dropped out of high school and college and they work in fast food and retail. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think that makes you a loser at all. At least you have a job, right? You have a boyfriend too. You're doing better than me. And yeah, I'm sure you have some good interests and hobbies that you're passionate about. And I think a lot of people would not consider you a loser at all. I'm sure you're in a better boat than a lot of people. Having a job, having friends, having a boyfriend, having interests and hobbies. Like, I know a lot of people who don't have interests and hobbies that they can say they're passionate about, or that they like, or that they do on a consistent basis. And also people who are unemployed and don't have a job. So I think you're doing well. And I don't think you're a loser at all. And yeah, maybe you weren't destined or meant for greatness, but that doesn't make you a loser at all. But yeah, anyways, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.